Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to jump into Kingpin's character sheet, a fascinating character that has really grown and evolved over the years. And I also really love the characterization that we get of Kingpin in the Daredevil series on Netflix/Disney Plus. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, for powers and abilities, his intelligence is genius. His strength is peak human, speed normal, stamina peak human, durability peak human, agility, athlete, reflexes, athlete. In fighting skills, it is established that he has extraordinary skills in martial arts and he's a trained sumo wrestler. And I had totally forgotten, but Kingpin seems to be really into bodybuilding. Outside of that, Kingpin doesn't have any type of superpowers. Now, his first appearance was in Amazing Spider-Man issue 50, and his first story arc goes from that issue to 52, where Kingpin, through his minions, tries to make the move and kidnap J. Jonah Jameson, but his plans are foiled by Spider-Man. Then, in Amazing Spider-Man issue 83 to 85, he's dealing with this rival gangster called the Schemer, where later on we're going to discover it's his own son, and Kingpin ends up battling against Spider-Man. Now, in Amazing Spider-Man issue 197, Kingpin wants to leave his life of crime behind against the wishes of his wife. So he tries to divest from all of his criminal funds, tries to cut ties. But before retiring from his life of crime, he wants to take down Spider-Man one last time, and obviously he fails. Then we have Daredevil issues 170 to 172. So during this story arc, Kingpin decides to become a snitch. He starts turning in all of his lieutenants to the US government. This leads to Vanessa, his wife, being kidnapped. Seemingly she was killed. So we have Kingpin returning to his life of crime, and he contracts Bullseye as his main assassin. And this will lead to Bullseye battling against Daredevil. Then in Daredevil issues 174 to 175, Kingpin is able to maneuver and manipulate Daredevil in such a way that Daredevil goes up against the Hand. Then in Daredevil issues 177 to 181, Kingpin tries to get a candidate to win the mayor's office of New York City that would be favorable to him. Also in this story arc, Fisk contracts Elektra. So what happens in the story arc is that Daredevil actually finds Vanessa. She's suffering from amnesia. He actually returns her to Fisk. Also at the same time, Kingpin sends Elektra to kill Foggy Nelson. Now, during this whole affair, Elektra gets killed by Bullseye, and then we get the final epic battle between Daredevil and Bullseye. Then Fisk pops up in the Captain America series in issues 373 to 378. This one is really fantastic, where we have Kingpin fighting for turf against the Red Skull, who's trying to introduce these new drugs into New York City, and we have this confrontation between both of these villain masterminds, and at the same time we have Bullseye and Crossbones battling out in the streets. Captain America gets involved, and through a pretty crazy situation, Cap ends up completely drugged and high on meth or on cocaine. It's never really clear. This arc just goes off the rails, but the final battle between Kingpin and the Red Skull is fantastic. Then Kingpin pops up in Daredevil issues 279 to 300. Here we have a pretty interesting situation where we have Kingpin's criminal empire having to deal with this war with Hydra. The whole situation was actually orchestrated by Daredevil. And what happens is Kingpin basically loses everything. But we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.